And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Once again, I apologize for the extended break, but we've returned with the upper bracket semifinals. We're here to determine who advances on to face off against Geralt in the upper bracket finals. Again, we just wrapped up with Geralt versus Rudzin. Geralt did come out on top in that PvP, but now we have the best Zerg player up against one of the best Protosses in all of Bologna, papi. Here we go. Vetoes are done. Lobby is made, and game one is going to be on Oceanborn. Let's go. And if you're in the chat, predictions of the chat are now open, at least over on Twitch chat, so you can place your bets on who you believe will advance on into the next round. Predictions open. Best of luck, everyone, as we're diving into the upper semifinals. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our red Polish Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Polish Zerg player, the blue Zerg representing Team Liquid. It is Elazer. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I see Pekaweta in the chat. I see... Oh, right, of course. A big shout out to Kalassi. To Colossal Go for the raid earlier. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Thank you so much. And welcome, everyone. Welcome to the H.4.0.S Galactic Battle. If you're curious what even this is, it is an offline regional tournament, an offline event here in Poland, where the best of the best in Poland do come together here in this tournament over in Warsaw. It is at a gaming bar. There's an audience, there's a crowd, there's a stage. There are the offline casters as well. The Polish casters, shout out to Indy and Zed for covering the event in Polish. And we are here as the official English stream. And a shout out as well. Yo, I see Nish in the chat as well. Oh, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Beautiful. Hope you're doing well, Papi. Hope you're doing well as we're settling into our PvZ. For now, Hatchgas Pool, standard opener out of a Elazer, nothing too crazy. Likewise, Krystianer going for a gate expand into the cyber core. Everything is looking as it should be for the time being, and I don't expect anything too spicy to kick things off. Again, Elazer is known for his greed in this matchup. Likewise, Krystianer is known for thriving in the mid game. Now, speaking of the mid game, we're loading into Oceanborn. Oceanborn is notorious for some 3-base all-ins, specifically from the Zerg side of things. The reasoning for this is because of the third base location. There's no ramp. There's no ramp coming into the third, so you don't have the high ground advantage like you otherwise would. Likewise, you can kind of pick and choose to push into the third or in between the third and the natural. It can be a bit of an awkward location to defend, so because of that, we see a lot of German taxis, some Italian Vespas, some Polish subways. Like there's a lot of different all-ins that we've seen here off of 2 and 3 bases. We'll see if Elazer will embrace that as well. We'll keep an eye on that drone count, and we'll see if he is hyper-aggressive or if we head towards a much more standard game. Meanwhile, we have our tech of choice, Krystianer going for a Stargate opener in the main. It's going to be a Stargate opener into, I imagine, Oracles. And Krystianer has a quote-unquote Krystianer build, a build that he's fallen in love with, that he's embraced quite a bit, and that is for a very Immortal-heavy composition, Immortal and Archon into charge. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing that at some point this series, but game one, I'm feeling we're going to be calming things down, and I expect to see a different kind of dynamic here. We'll see. We'll keep an eye out for that kind of that more charged out Archon, Immortal-heavy composition, as I'm sure we'll see it at some point. For now, Lings dipping in. The dip into the actual, ooh, causing quite a bit of havoc already. Some delayed mining time, not bad. As they dip into the main, we get a full scout as well. Boys being forced off the mineral line, and it looks like, oh, the Lings will barely manage to escape. They're going for the probe. Oh! And the probe is getting low, and it looks like we will barely keep it alive. You can see Elazer, he's on the hunt. Link speed kicks in, and he's going for the probe, and it looks like he will get it. One probe goes down. Again, a very nice pickoff. Doesn't look like a lot, but this early on, a probe should not be falling. Likewise, he did force some delayed mining in the main and in the natural. But now it's time for Krystianer to take control of the game. It's time for Krystianer to move out across the map. We do have our first Oracle. Second Oracle coming up behind this. Third base has been taken. So triple Oracle into a third is the name of the game here for Krystianer. As he does dip in between the bases, but so far the Queens are keeping up, and the Oracle is forced back. So far, no major damage dealt. Ooh, as the Oracle is zoned away from the natural. Spore is soon to finish. And Elazer hasn't lost any workers so far. A solid defense here from Elazer. We got a Spore in the natural. We got a Spore in the main. No Spore at the third, but we have 3 Queens instead, so plenty of anti-air. We do fortify our bases quite nicely, but that was merely phase 1. Here it comes, double Oracle. 2 Oracles, 1-shot drones, so this is going to pose a bigger threat to Elazer. Once again, we're able to keep up. So far, we do zone away those Oracles. And interesting, I believe Krystianer has skipped his 3rd Oracle. Okay. Only double Oracle for the time being as we do dive into the mineral line, and finally damage is being done. 4 drones go down, even force a Spore as well in a bit of panic. Very nicely dealt there by Krystianer. We're not done. We're following this up with 6 Adepts. Usually it's 5, but it looks like we made an extra Adept here, especially without that Oracle. 5 Adepts stay shaded between the bases. The boys are being pulled. Drones are going down. And the positioning here behind the mineral line is insane. We do reduce that surface area. We do reduce the surface area, and 9 drones go down. 10 workers go down. We're not done. We cancel the shade. 12 workers. Oh my god. Krystianer looking to snowball out of control with shade into the main base. Once again, we do cancel the shade. Ling's unable to keep up. We deny even more mining at the natural. The oracles are still posed and ready to go in. Poison ready to go in. Alas, we do hold on. Don't quite commit with them. But it's going to be 15 drones going down. Oh my god, and then 16 drones. An insane amount of damage. Again, here comes that oracle towards the main, towards the 3rd base. We could even go for a stasis trap, but no, we're going for secure damage instead. That's going to be a couple of extra drone kills, 18 in total. An insane amount of damage. Over a mineral line worth of drones have gone down. And behind this, we spoke about this Immortal Archon charge heavy composition, and I mentioned how we probably won't see it in Game 1. We are seeing it in Game 1. There's the Immortal production we spoke about. There's the Temple Archives as well. We got a Twilight Council, not for the upgrade. No blink or charge yet. It was delayed in favor of Archon production with that Temple Archives. So Krystianer, he's building up towards a death bull of an army of Archons, Chargelots, and Immortals. Charge now on the way. The downside is the tech. What do I mean by that? Elazer has thrown down the Spire behind the main base, and we only have 1 Oracle left. We didn't make the 3rd Oracle, and we did lose one of them earlier. Did occur off stream, or off cams that we go, off screen even. So yeah, one of the Oracles did go down, which means we have that many less chances to scout. The Spire is almost done, and this is a good way to bounce back for Elazer. You could argue like, oh, Archons, they can do well against Mutas, right? True, but Archons are also immobile. They're very immobile. There's no Blink Stalkers, there's no Phoenixes, very limited anti-air. This army is still building up. We do catch all these Lings, but here we go. Lings, they flood into the main, they flood into the natural. Ooh, we do see Krystianer out of position. Probes are going down. 8 workers already. We do have Zealots in the main base. We do warp in here at the natural. We will defend, but again, this is just keeping Krystianer busy. Behind this, the Mutas are coming. Oh my god, but Krystianer not taking this lying down. Not taking this without a fight here, as we do get a couple of drone kills across the map. Lings are being cleaned up. The push is coming. This is a devastating timing here. Elazer's not ready. Elazer, he has Mutas on the way, and Mutas, they're not going to help much at all here in the defense. Not against all these Archons. Krystianer is going for the kill. He catches the Queens. 1, 2 Queens going to be going down. We do miss the transfuse. And we're going for the kill. Mutas have arrived, but again, against all these Archons, what can they do? Mutas, they can harass across the map, but they cannot deal with the main army. Krystianer snowballing out of control. Hatchery is going to be going down. And we can keep pushing. There's no reason to turn back around. Mutas, they do bunch up. They're amassing. They're trying to pick up whatever they can, and it looks like we do catch an Immortal. The Immortal gets surrounded, but it looks like it's too much. GG gets called, and Krystianer takes game number 1. Whew. GG. A solid game there from Krystianer, initially snowballing out of control with his Oracle and Adept Aggression. Again, Elazer is known for cutting corners. Elazer, he's known for his greed, and he didn't have any Lings. He barely had any Lings, I should say, in the early game defense. So the Adepts, the vanilla Adepts, snowballed out of control. We got 18 drone kills. It was crazy how much damage Krystianer dealt. And from there, it was the 1-2 punch. He went for a very strong, very quick timing with the Immortals, with the Archons, with the Chargelots. If the game had gone on any longer, it would have been a different dynamic, right? The Mutas would have gotten across the map, probes would be going down, we'd see Krystianer trying to keep up with the Mutas and just being pulled apart left and right in between his bases, but no, Krystianer, he had the killer instinct to just send it across the map to go for the kill, and Elazer had nothing to defend. He had Lings and Mutas, and it just fell before the might of Krystianer against such a fragile army designed to harass, not designed to fight head on. And with that, GG, Krystianer takes the lead. And I should have also brought something up here. Krystianer versus Elazer, this is a rematch of the finals of the previous H.4.0.S Galactic Battle. If you notice, the name of this tournament, it's H.4.0.S Galactic Battle number 2. Number 1 was a couple of months ago. There was another big offline event that occurred earlier this year in January, and hey, in that event, we saw Krystianer pop off. I mentioned this before, I'll mention it again. Krystianer, in that offline event, Krystianer, he took down Elazer and he took down Spirit. The best Zerg and the best Terran player in Poland both fell before the might of Krystianer earlier this year, and now we have the second edition of this tournament. Now we have these two players having a rematch, and we're up against the wall. We're going for a 12 pool. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ghost River, we have the Polish Zerg player. The blue Zerg down in this series. Can he bounce back? Going for the 12 pool. For Team Liquid, it is Elazer. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player. The red Protoss representing Starlight Twinkle, leading the series 1-0. He was the runner-up of the last H.4.0.S Galactic Battle. Can he make it once again to those finals? One game away from taking the series. It is Krystianer. Getting 12 pulled. Now, Krystianer goes for the Probe Scouts. 12 pools are a little more common on this map. The reasoning for this is the rush distance. The rush distance by ground is very short. Pool is done. Lings are on the way. And it's not just a 12 pool. We're going for a hatch block here at the wall. The goal is to disrupt the wall and up. Oh, the hatchery is thrown down in time. The hatchery gets thrown down. The wall is delayed as a result. Now, the purpose of this hatchery is to disrupt the wall and make it more vulnerable. Give yourself a little bit more surface area to work with, to focus down these buildings, to focus down the gateway, or focus down the cyber core. So again, the wall is a little bit more awkward. It's more of like a Frankenstein wall here from Krystianer. Lings are flooding across the map, and we're not pulling the boys. There's a variation of this where you pull the boys as well. So far, it looks like we are not, as Elazer is going to be expanding back at home. Looking to knock down this front door, hoping to force an overreaction. Cannon is on the way. We have our cannon in production. A big reaction here from Krystianer, throwing down a secondary wall behind this with the gateway. This initial gateway should be going down. And you can see the Zealot cannot defend. The Zealot cannot gain access to these Lings because of the hatchery. It's blocked off. And the gateway will fall. 2 Zealots have arrived. We should be able to hold on. And there's the cancel on the hatchery. We've done enough damage. Elazer backs off and Elazer expands. From here, we're droning. So it is a macro 12 pool out of Elazer. He's going to be droning up from here. Meanwhile, Krystianer, his Nexus is late. His Nexus is delayed. The Forge doesn't do anything, right? The Forge adds nothing to this kind of setup here. He's fully walled off with the gateway, so he most likely has to let it finish and then kill a pylon. The Zealots are going for a counterattack, and we need to get as much value as possible. Stargate has been thrown down for Krystianer, is going for that Stargate follow-up. But the build order of Krystianer is very much so disrupted. It's a very disrupted build. Elazer opening up gasless, going for a natural into a third base immediately. Slow Lords have arrived. Slow Lings are here to defend, and Krystianer has to be very careful not to get surrounded. So some very delicate micro from the Protoss player. He cannot allow these Zealots to get surrounded, but he also has to apply pressure to the hatchery. So we have a bit of a dance where we dip in, swipe a little bit, pull back, and continue. Rinse and repeat. We're getting a couple of swipes in wherever we can. Again, Lings looking for the surround. Krystianer pulling back. At the same time, Stargate is done. Looking to get into our first unit of choice. There it is. Oracle is on the way. And now we have an Adept. Now with the Adept, we have that much more firepower. We can threaten this space. And can we force a cancel? That would be huge. Hatchery will finish. Queens are waddling on over. And with the help of these Queens, with the help of these Lings, Elazer should be able to hold on. The hatchery is low, but we won't get a kill. Not yet. Now Krystianer is on 2 Adepts. He can one-shot drones. He's going to be threatening the mineral line. The Queens are busy here at the third, which means the natural is a little bit more exposed, but that's a lot of Lings. That's a lot of slow Lings here. We have to avoid this around. Oh, we're coming in! Ooh. We do threaten a dive. We threaten us around. Adepts, they should be canceling the Shade. Yeah, the Shade is canceled. 2 drones go down. Very nice positioning here in the mineral line. Oh, but the Zealots is up. Oh, Zealots aren't surrounded, but the Adepts are. Yeah, massive move here. Krystianer gets caught out of position. The Adepts get surrounded. The Zealots as well, and we will clean this up. Not before getting a couple more drones. 4 drones go down, but this could have been so much worse, right? Like, if we were able to wedge our units here in an ideal position, this could have been disastrous. At the same time, Adept shades in. 5 workers in total. It's an okay trade. Looking at the units lost tab, it was 5 drones and 10 lings for 3 adepts and 2 zealots. That was a big investment there from our Protoss player, but the Oracle does dive into the mineral line. 8 more drones go down. 9 more. Oh my god. Okay, much better. 9 drones go down. Krystianer turning back around. Now we are transitioning. Okay, interesting. So before our third Nexus, we have thrown down a lot of tech. Twilight Council, not for a blink or a charge, not yet. Twilight Council into a Temple Archives, into a Robo as well. Once again, we're rushing towards Archons. Once again, it looks like we're working towards an Archon charge timing with Immortals. I'm curious if we even take a third. The answer is yes. Okay, so very tech heavy here by Krystianer, but we are expanding and getting to 3-base saturation. This was a risky move by Krystianer, but because of the gasless opener by Elazer can't really punish him. Link speed is just now finally finishing. And that's 16 more lings on the way. Uh-oh. That's actually a lot of lings. The goal here, I imagine, for Elazer is to use all these lings to deny the third. Can we force a cancel on that third base? And here we go. We're moving out across the map. Adepts are going to get surrounded. Krystianer getting caught out. He does barely slip away. He avoids the surround, trading as best he can. The Oracle should be racing back home as the Adept does shade across the map. Oracle turns back around. And what do we have to defend that third base? We are so vulnerable, but here come these massive Archons. We rush into that tech. The Archons have arrived. And the third base is safe and sound. Okay. Now, what's important, though, is that the Archons are revealed. And instead of going Ling Muta, Roaches are necessary. We saw that Lings and Mutas, and what happened in game 1 was that Elazer just melted before the army of Krystianer. But going for Lingbane Roach Ravager is a much more secure way to get into the mid game. You can see Roach production has commenced. We have the Lair finishing up, Evo Chamber for upgrades, and we should have a more robust army this time. As I say that, Krystianer already pushing out. Moving out with a handful of units at the same time. Lings go for a counterattack. There's a shield battery. Ooh, and an Archon soon to be in position. Shield battery's going to get surrounded. But Krystianer, he is so fast with this move out. I was not quite expecting this. And again, Elazer not ready, but this thing right by is huge. Shield battery has been killed, and we force back the army. Again, there were no roaches. Roaches just now spawning in. Just now popping out. If it wasn't for that Ling counterattack, Elazer would have sustained some losses. And we may have even lost the base. Like, I'm sure the move out was designed to kill this hatchery, as it's so low. But that Ling counterattack does keep Krystianer honest, does keep him pinned back at home. We have to reinvest into all these shield batteries, pylons, additional gateways. The timing that we were going for has been missed. Did miss that timing. Elazer now settling into a much more robust army, working towards a 4th base, droning up to 80 workers already. Elazer has a solid economy, soon to translate that into a solid army. Ling round by coming in, but this time we're in position. For the most part. Oof, as probes are going down. Nice hold position micro there in the middle line. Oh! Oh, we get 5 worker kills. 6 workers go down. Very nice run by. At the same time, Krystianer going for a Zealot drop across the map. These are slow lots. They're slow lots, so they're not going to get much done. They force a cancel and a spore. Not much else. Charge is still just really beginning. Just in its infancy. So Prism does slip in behind that main. Storm is on the way. Meanwhile, Elazer working towards Roach Hydra. A Roach Hydra based composition. Now, I do favor Krystianer's army currently. I would change that if Elazer gets into Lurker tech. For now, it's just Roach Hydra. Roach Hydra is a little bit subpar, but there we go. Infestation bits on the way. That should be for Hive tech and Lurkers. Before Hive and Lurkers, though, Krystianer should be moving. Should be pushing. We just have to wait for Storm. Like, Storm is going to hit first before Lurker tech. And this is quite a beefy army. We have 4 Immortals, we have 3 Archons. Like, the Immortals are designed to shut down the Roaches, and the Storm is for the Hydras. So again, it's a pretty terrifying army. This is kind of like Krystianer's go-to. His go-to in this matchup is this Archon Immortal Charge-Lot Storm. It's how Krystianer beat Elazer last time in the H.4.0.S Galactic Battle. Fun fact. Here's how he pulled it off. Meanwhile, this time Zelt's coming back in with charge. Spinecooler is in position. Roche is pushing up the ramp, but this is not the way to push in. The force field, no! We catch the Roches! Roche is going to be thrown away at the same time. Elazer going for a backstab. Going for a run by here on the left-hand side. Will deny the fourth. Oh, but at the cost of all those Roaches. I mean, we did want to get rid of them. We're replacing them with Hydras, but at the same time we catch the Hydras. No! Elazer, not the place to be. Massive storm here on the army. The Roach Hydra army crumbles, and now we're in trouble. Lurker Den is about to finish, but we still have no upgrades. Still no Hive. When the army moves out, we might have Lair Tech Lurkers, but they're Lair Tech Lurkers, Papi. I mean, they're not going to have range. They're not going to have enough Talons. We're not ready. How many storms do we have? 7 High Templar, each with at least 1 storm. Ooh, bit of miscontrol out of Krystianer. Bleeds out an Archon. Good start. A good start for Elazer. Getting ready with his concave. Getting ready for his surround. And here we go. We come in from multiple angles. And Krystianer has to back off. It does have to retreat. And how good are the storms going to be? The storms will either make or break the fight for Krystianer. Rotating around. Elazer going for a backstab. And does Krystianer pull back home? That's the question. Does Krystianer turn around? For now, the answer is no. We're forcing our way in. We do have Roach Hydra catching reinforcements. That's the second Immortal going down. And you can see this army's running out of reinforcements. Charge will say take down a base. Roach Hydra pushing towards the third. Bases are falling. Basically, a base trade here between Elazer and Krystianer. We recall back home. We go for the recall. We leave the Immortals. The Immortals are going to be shut down. Big storms, but High Templar are falling left and right. And it looks like Elazer has held. He cleans up the Immortals. That recall was subpar. We lost so many High Templar there in that recall. And Elazer is going to be able to remax. That death bull of an army isn't there anymore. Where are the Archons? Where are the High Templar? I mean, we still have a good amount of High Templar, but no more Archons. This army is so fragile now. Now, Elazer did lose 2 bases, but Lurkers are on the way. Lurkers are in production. We get a decent storm. But Elazer, he does pull back. A much better storm here on the Hydras. We get the full surround. The 360 surround collapsing on these Immortals. Lurkers are diving in as well. And Elazer will clean up this army. GG gets called. Elazer survives, ties things up 1-1, and we are going to the ace match. GG. GG, well played. Elazer does end up shutting down Krystianer there. Again, Krystianer forced into a really awkward position. I do really like the playstyle there from Elazer, or the decision making, because Ghost River is a small map. Ghost River is a very small map, short rush distance by ground. These counterattacks hit so quickly. So in that moment, for Elazer to recognize the strength of Krystianer's army and to just ignore it, to leave some units at home to defend, but to split up a big portion of his Hydras to counterattack, to catch reinforcements, to pick away at the third base, and to put Krystianer in a really difficult position, right? Like, does he commit to the base trade or does he recall back home? In the end, he made the decision to recall back home. It was a rough decision to make. Because of that, he lost everything. He lost his Immortals, lost his High Templar. Again, to be fair, even if he didn't recall, even if he committed to the base trade, he didn't have a War Prism. There was no way to reinforce on the front lines either. So it was damned if you do, damned if you don't. A really rough position for Krystianer. And Elazer able to outposition Krystianer. GG. GG, well played. So very clutch move there out of Elazer. Because again, in a head-on fight, Krystianer wins. For sure. Like, if both armies had to clash and face off against each other, Krystianer just had so much firepower in that army, but Elazer forced him to split up that army, to fragment it, and was able to just pick away at it and pull it apart. And with that, we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game number 3. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of side Delta, we have our Polish Protoss player. The blue Protoss representing Starlight Twinkle being forced into the ace match. Can he bounce back? It is Krystianer. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Liquid, fighting back in that last game, forcing the ace match. It is Elazer. Here we go. So it's been a very tense back and forth between these two, which is what we expect. Again, Krystianer and Elazer, they are some of the best that Poland has to offer. Elazer being the best Zerg player, and Krystianer being one of the best Protosses. I say one of because the Protoss players in Poland are in a really weird position where there is a very clear best Terran in Zerg, right? Spirit is the best Terran player, Elazer is the best Zerg player in Poland. For Protoss, there's like a lot more competition. There's a lot more contention for that. You know, you've got Krystianer, you've got Geralt, you've got Mana, you've got Bapi, you've got Arts, you've got all these other big Protoss names that can have their own moments, that can shine in their own right as well. It's kind of hard to distinguish them. I would say that top 3 Protoss in Poland are Krystianer, Geralt, and Mana. I do think that they are currently top 3. And they kind of like shuffle between them when it comes to like who's looking better on the day, who's more in form. For a while, I did say that Geralt and Krystianer were better than Mana, had like surpassed him. But Mana, after taking a break from StarCraft and after playing some Stormgate, Mana's return this year has been impressive. Like if you've been watching Mana these past like 6 months, he's been getting better and better results. Like maybe because he was playing like some of these other RTSs that has like re-motivated him to like compete again and to improve. But Mana's been looking impressive. He's been looking very impressive as of late as well. So yeah, that hierarchy of Protoss in Poland is still up for grabs. Still up for grabs. For now, we're going to be forcing the unnatural natural. Krystianer expanding elsewhere. We do see Elazer expanding elsewhere. Krystianer just going to be keeping tabs on him. We do throw down the pylon to delay the expansion, but the Lings should be able to deal with this, and we should force a cancel. Adept is on the way, but won't get here in time. Oh, there's a cancel on the pylon. Behind this, going to be a Stargate opener for Krystianer. Going to be a Stargate opener into Oracle. First Adept is moving out across the map, and will be threading the bases here. Be threading the bases of Elazer. But now, not committing, you have to be very careful with the first Adept. The reason for this is you can threaten the mineral lines, but if you lose the first Adept, then you lose your timing. The timing that I'm talking about is your double Adept timing. 2 Adepts are much more threatening. They can one-shot drones, and you can get a pretty substantial amount of damage with this early on. So Krystianer has joined up with that second Adept. Going to be threatening a shade into the main. And do we commit it? We do, but Lings are lying in wait. We are in position. Adepts trying to make their way to the mineral line. It looks like we will get there, but nice target firing out of Elazer. Yeah, it does get one Adept and will shut down the other. Nice cleanup here from Elazer. Only 1 drone goes down. Whew. Again, that could have been so much worse, but nice defense from Elazer. And we're following this up with some Oracle harass. First Oracle's moving out. Second Oracle's on the way. Dipping between the bases. And we do dive into that natural spore. Not quite here. Queen's not quite in position either. But just getting 2 drones. Okay, only 2 workers for now. Meanwhile, across the map, Lings, without Adepts to defend. The third! Oh my god, we should be forcing the cancel, but we do not. That was brave of Krystianer to just look at that base, to believe that we could keep it alive, and the base will barely survive. Whew, it would have been disastrous if we did force the cancel, but Elazer doesn't quite get it. And Krystianer holds. Oh my god. We do barely hold on. The base is kept safe. And we're transitioning into a Twilight Council and a Forge. Interesting, a much more standard transition here from Krystianer. This entire series, Game 1 and Game 2, we've been seeing Twilight Council into Templar Archives, into like fast Immortals, into fast Archons, into delayed Twilight Council upgrades. But this looks like something very different. This looks much more standard. As we do have our Adepts moving out. It's only going to be 4. Usually we have 5, maybe 6 Adepts, but we did bleed out some Adepts earlier, and we also lost an Adept in the defense. So this initial move out is going to be a little bit less impactful here. We do shade in, and we go for the drone kills. Boys are being pulled, and how many workers can we get? So far, 3 drones go down. Oracles, they dive into the mineral line. They focus down as much as they can. We get 6 drones in total. The Oracles, they barely escape. And we're not done. We still have the Adepts. Oh my god. 9 drones go down. An insane amount of damage dealt here. Bearing in mind, it was only 4 Adepts from Krystianer. We do come into the shade and we get not quite another drone. Elazer will shut this down. The Oracles do make it out. And I have to eat my words a little bit. I was like, yo, it looks like he's not going for fast Archons. Nah, it is fast Archons. I was like, maybe he's going for a blink. Maybe he's going for plus 1 and blink. Nah, not at all. Meanwhile, Big Link counter-attack. 3 probes go down. Not bad. Nice run by there out of Elazer. But it looks like it is going to be the same style from Krystianer. Game 1, Game 2, and Game 3, if you maybe missed out on them, it has been Twilight Council into a Fast Templar Archives, into Immortal production, as you can see here. Immortals are on the way, into Archons. And eventually, we will research Charge. Charge is delayed in favor of Archons, in favor of Immortals. There it is. Charge is in production. So again, it has been Krystianer's go-to for quite some time. And, I mean, hey, it has worked in the past. And even in Game 2, Elazer barely held on. Like, it was a clutch moment on Ghost River when Elazer did go for the backstab. And did pull Krystianer apart. At the same time, Lings, they do try to hit the natural, but the wall is a wall. Is looking solid. And Krystianer, he's building up his death ball of an army with Archons, with Immortals. Is building up. And Elazer confirms. And how does Elazer respond with Roach production? With Dropper Lords. Elazer didn't redrone. Uh-oh. Elazer's cutting works at 61. That is sub 3 base saturation. We're going all in. Elazer's not droning. We're amassing more roaches, more queens. Dropper Lords are spawning in. And Krystianer, he responds. Throwing down a wall of shield batteries. We need cannons. We need as much stack defense as possible. Because here comes the all in. The Revelation does confirm this. And is this in time? Is this stack defense going to finish up in time? Krystianer is in trouble. I'm loving this. We get a Ling drop into the main and into the natural. It's going to be a tri-pronged attack. Elazer did make great use of this in DreamHack. Again, last week, Lings are diving on forward. We have the drop into the main, the drop into the natural. Cannons are in position. We're ready for this. Krystianer, he's got a cannon in the main. He has Oracles here at the natural. The Lings, they do nothing. Overcharge is popped. Massive Storm as well on the Roach Ravager. And Krystianer, he's shutting this down. Oh my god. Very impressive. Again, these Ling drops, they were meant to get damage done here. We were meant to distract Krystianer, but he was ready for it. He was more than ready. At the same time, we are gaining ground here. Bow's being thrown down. That was the final storm for Krystianer. That was his final storm. Do we have enough to defend? Bow's going to be connecting. Archons are going down. But these Immortals in the back line, they're doing so much damage. Yeah, Ravagers are falling left and right. And Krystianer, he's holding. He's holding, he's shutting this down, forcing Elazer back. The all-in has failed. And Krystianer, he's miles ahead. Krystianer, look at that Immortal count, look at the Archons. We still retain so much of our army. Ravagers being focused down by the Oracles. Very impressive defense here by Krystianer. We've seen many great Protoss players fall to this all-in. But alas, not Krystianer. Not here in the ace match. And now Elazer's in a rough position. Remember, he cut workers. He's on 59 drones. Now he's droning. But we have 0-0 upgrades. Like, no upgrades, no economy. We lost and bled out so much of our roaches and queens. That push was designed to kill. And it didn't. And we're just waiting for the counterattack. We're waiting for the move out. We have the Prism to reinforce. We have plenty of High Templar with energy. We have how many Immortals? 7. 7. 7 Immortals, 3 Archons. This push is going to be devastating, and I don't know if Elazer can survive it. Oracles, once again, barely kept alive. Oh, I spoke too soon. 1 Oracle goes down. And Krystianer, he's just building up his army. He's just getting ready for his push. And Elazer has to do everything in his power to delay. He has to delay this move for as long as possible. We do cancel the 4th. Prism into the main. Oh, not much in position. Zealots are wreaking havoc. Drones are going down. This will force a big reaction out of Elazer. Meanwhile, at the same time, Ling drop here towards the natural. But we're in position. And these Zealots are getting so much done. Remember, we barely had an economy to begin with. We lose 7 drones at the same time. Oracle towards the northern base. No Spore, no Queens in position. Drones are going down. And here comes the move out. Here comes the push. The main army is coming. Double link drop into the main base. There's still Zealots in the natural. The cannon is going to be focused down, and this is going to force Krystianer back. Again, he does want to be forced all in. Yeah, Zealots, they warp in back into the main. Krystianer biding his time. But we've gotten 12 drone kills, so we're okay. Krystianer, his push may be delayed, but I mean, he can afford to delay it. It's okay. As we finally clean up that prism, we finally stop. I mean, the Oracle runs out of energy. Elazer still re-droning, which means he hasn't been producing much of an army. Lane drop coming back in. Ooh, the cannon hasn't been rebuilt. Warprobe's going down. Again, Elazer being so annoying with these link drops. As things, they're going for the... they try to go for the Nexus. But there it is. GG gets called. Before the move out even occurs, the writing is on the wall. Elazer knows he cannot stop the main army, and Krystianer takes the series 2-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations to Krystianer as he does it again. He takes down Elazer 2-1, advancing on to the upper bracket finals. Very well done. A solid result here from Krystianer. Again, he was able to bring him down last time they faced at the very first H.4.0.S Galactic Battle earlier this year. And he manages to do it again. GG, well played. Again, it was a 50-50 split in the predictions in the chat. Impressive. I was a little bit shocked to see that. But again, Krystianer has been getting better and better over the past year of StarCraft. And he does bring Elazer down. And with that, Krystianer moves on to face off against Geralt. We tried to avoid the PvPs, but alas, we can only do so for so long. It is going to be Geralt versus Krystianer in the upper bracket finals. Also, I apologize, it was happening in the middle of the game, so I apologize for not giving you a shout out, but a big shout out to LikeEX. LikeEX, thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Did happen during that last game, but I didn't want to take away from the game. It was an intense game. It was an intense moment. But thank you so much for subscribing. I hope you enjoy your emotes. Hope you enjoy the content. Gracias, papi. Gracias. Thank you so much. And yeah, with that, we are getting ready for our next series. We're getting ready for the upper bracket finals. You can see the bracket before you here. Geralt took down Rodzin, Krystianer took down Elazer, and we have a Protoss player confirmed for the finals. Now, for those that maybe weren't here a couple of months ago in the first edition of this tournament, Krystianer was the runner-up. Krystianer, in the last tournament, he took down Elazer in the upper brackets, and then Krystianer lost in the finals to Elazer. I think it was 4-2. It was a best of 7. But Krystianer did come second place. Will history repeat itself, or will Krystianer exceed himself and even become our champion? It's possible. It is possible. Regardless, Geralt stands in his way. Geralt will be standing in his way. It's a PvP. Anything can happen. It's going to be a best of 3 between Krystianer and Geralt. That is our next series. And as much as I'm talking up Krystianer, as much as he took down Elazer, which is very impressive, we've seen Geralt bring down Krystianer before. They go back and forth. It's pretty close between them. They go back and forth in series, back and forth in matches. Geralt could instead be the one advancing on to those finals. It's going to be a hard call. It's going to be a hard call to make. Predictions will eventually be open in the chats once we get our match going. As you can see here, it's an offline event. It is an offline event in Warsaw, in Poland, and it takes a while for the players to get set up on the stage. It takes a while for them to get set up, to set up their hotkeys, their settings, to log in, to log out. It does take a little bit here, so there's going to be a break in between, but we'll be jumping into that as soon as we can. Just catching up. Oh, you're doing so much for SC2, and I have to thank you for your work. Oh, thank you, Papi. Thank you. We do what we can. we do what we can, Papi. We do what we can. It's easy to cast as much as we do when there's passion behind it, Papi. When there's passion. So Yeah, and we're still in the early hours of the tournament. I think we're almost 8 hours in. It's been 7 hours and 50 minutes. For those that are curious, the stream went down earlier, so this stream has been live for 3 hours, but we were live for like 5 hours before that. So we're getting to that 8 hour mark, and still got plenty more to come. Still got plenty more StarCraft to come. We're gonna be going on a short break. When we return, we will have that PvP. We'll have that PvP. Also, I should emphasize, Elazer just got taken out, but he's still in the tournament. Double elimination. It is a double elimination tournament. Elazer still has another life, is still going to be fighting back in that lower bracket, and there's a very real chance that Elazer still makes it to the finals. He did it last time. Elazer, he clawed his way back up from the lower bracket last time into those finals. But it's a ZVZ! Exclamation mark B in the chat. If you guys want to have a look at the bracket, Elazer is playing against Snogstar in a best of one. Look, I'm just saying, Snogstar is arguably the cheesiest Zerg player in all of Europe. Snogstar is an animal, and there's a chance, it's a small chance, but there's a chance that maybe Elazer doesn't make it past Snogstar. Just saying. that's gonna be a wild best of one. It's gonna be a wild game. Best of luck to Snogstar. Best of luck to Elazer. We're going on that short break. When we return, PvP. See you soon. See you soon.